Hey y'all, we are doing a tutorial and review with the new Tarte Sugar Rush, wow, I cannot say that, Sugar Rush Goals palette. It looks like this, kind of like a little book or diary type deal. This is what the shades all look like in here. It has this plastic film over it so you're not kind of getting pigment everywhere. This is $27 or $29. I'll have to look, but it's under $30 and you get a lot of shades in here. You get 36 shades in here. So that's a crazy good deal. I do two looks. I do this look that I have on right now, and then I do another look. So we kind of use the warm tone side over here for the look I have on now for the first look, and then we go into the cool tone side, and then I tell you guys all the details, if I like it, how it blends. You guys will see all of that. So if you are interested in this, oh, and I got this from Ulta. I do believe it is an Ulta exclusive. So don't forget to subscribe, like this, and click that bell, and let's get into it. So eyes are primed and set. I use concealer, the Makeup Revolution concealer, and we're probably going to stick to the warm side over here, but we might go back and forth. But I'm definitely more drawn towards the warm side, of course. But I do like some of the greens and blues, but they're mostly all shimmer except for this green right here. So I'm first going to take this guy right here. That is called Just Me. And I am going to start putting that in the actual crease. And then we'll get a lighter shade and blend it out. So right in the crease and kind of a little bit on the outer corner there. And I'm not too worried about my edge. We can definitely clean that up where we're doing eyes first. I wanted to do the eyes first, so that way if we have any fallout, we can clean that up. Not a big deal. It's a pretty shade. It's a little bit dry, but I think I can work with that. So I'm just going to build it up a bit and then kind of blend in circular motions and back and forth. I'm going to take LA right here and use that as our transition shade. So how has everyone been? I hope everyone's doing good, and any of you guys that have children and school have started back. And school has started back. I hope everyone's adjusting well. My youngin started middle school and we are doing surprisingly well. So I will not complain about it, that is for sure. It's a big transition here from elementary to middle, so fingers crossed we keep doing well. That shade didn't show up too much, so I am going to grab Always right here and just put it kind of sandwiched in between the two shades, kind of right on the edge of the darker shade. That is more of the transition that I wanted. But the price of this palette is so good. I couldn't really pass it up. Everything seems to be working really well. I don't have any complaints so far. They're not super pigmented, but for the price, they're definitely workable so far. I wish that they had some darker browns in here, and they really don't. So this is the first shade we went in with. I'm going to go in with this guy right here called IRL. It's more of a purple brown. And the same with Skip Day here. It's also very purpley. Alright, so a little bit of IRL right here on our outer corner, just to give us a little bit more depth. I'm gonna dip into a little bit of DMs right here. It's a cool tone brown, kind of a gray brown. They don't Sorry guys, my dog started going off. We had a little bit of an interruption. But I'm going to take that more gray brown tone shade. Man, I just wish they had a true brown in there. I'm going to mix Skip Day and IRL. Both are deepest shades on the warm tone side. I'm not really a fan of that grayish brown. And then for the brow, we are going to go in with this one right here, of course. And just put that right under the brow. So everything has blended out pretty good. I know I fussed about not having a true brown in here, and that is kind of a turn off for me, but it's okay so far. All right, there's a few swatches of the shimmers. That middle one there is very, very powdery and not as kind of boom in your face. But we're going to go over to the cool tone side. I'm going to go in with City Lights right here. I'm going to grab that on my finger and then tap it on the lid. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. So this is what we are looking like. I like it. I do. So I don't really have any complaints that I haven't already addressed. So I am going to do the other eye. I don't know. I like the palette, but it's like I hate to use the word boring, but it's kind of boring. I don't know you guys, but maybe I'm going to change my mind as I'm using it more. So I'm going to go off camera, do this eye, and I'll see you guys in a few. Okay, lovelies, we are back. It is crazy how finishing your face and the hair can really do a job, or do its job, should I say. Like, it just kind of brings everything together. For the lower lash line, I went in with Drop Top, which is like a medium brown, and I went in with BRB. All I did was put Drop Top a little closer to my lash line and then BRB underneath, and I really do like the way this turned out. What I am going to try to do is I want to do another look. I'm kind of torn on this palette. It's a good palette. The formula's pretty good. It's just a little bit dry. They're not super pigmented, but it works and it's a great price. So I like the palette. It's just not super interesting. So I want to do the cool tone side, see if that gives me a little more oomph, like if it excites me more. So that's my plan. So tomorrow I will see you guys again and we're gonna do this second look. Are we ready for part 2? Because we are getting started. So we are going to start out with Denim right here, and I kind of cover it up because it doesn't look right. So I wanted to try everything out on this eye first, and I know it kind of looks messy and unfinished, but once we clean it up and put the rest of the face on and lashes and all that, it will come together. I promise, just go with the process. So I'm gonna grab Denim, and I thought this was a beautiful color, but does not really show up, very opaque. Don't really know how you would use this shade because it's I don't know, just blah. So I went ahead, just kind of left that there, but clearly we cover it. And we are going in with straight A's right here, and that's what we're gonna put in the crease. And oh my gosh, right before I sat down to film, I started plucking my nose hair. You guys, that is so painful. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm Mexican and I'm hairy and I get it, but holy cow, like, why does it hurt so bad out of your nose? Like, we pluck our eyebrows and this and that, and it does not compare to your nose hair. Like, not fun. Not fun. So I'm just putting this in the crease, kind of sloppily blending it because a lot of this gets covered. Okay, we're gonna stop here for a second. I did this eye and I layered and I layered and I layered, and now look how patchy and weird that is. Look, you look right here. Wow, my voice. Look right here to right here. Now watch, I'm gonna grab some on my finger. I've used my finger and a brush. You see it on my finger, and it looks so beautiful and opaque. And right there, you see there's like a distinct line, and then this will fade away. Like it is sinking, like my eye is eating it. I did not think that that was going to keep happening. Holy cow. Okay, so we're changing plans again. We are going to take this off. I'm going to keep going with this eye, but we're going to do something different because that green is not working on the lid at all. And I'm not going to go around with this patchiness here all over my eye. This shade that I'm using here is very pretty. It blends out pretty well, but it's nothing great. It's good though. I'm gonna grab a little bit of Beach House right here and just kind of put it right above where we were. You can see, I'll try to show you here. When you dip into these, they are very powdery. I don't know. I really wanted to love this palette because the price is so good. You get so many shades, but like this side, you can make it work, but these cool tones, like I know these purples aren't very good in here. I don't know. I'm trying here. I'm not a huge fan of blues, so I'm gonna go in. Actually, I'm gonna partially cut the crease. That's what I'm gonna do so we can try to make these shimmers pop more. I'm gonna go in with Matcha right here, and I'm gonna use my finger. They're just kind of hard, like they're pretty firmly pressed. But that shade is pretty, and it definitely shows up where we cut the crease. I'm gonna go over to the warm side and go in with Drop Top right here. We're gonna put this on the outer corner. I'm gonna switch brushes, go back in with Straight A's, the shade we have all over our crease. The brown is not blending as well as I would like it to, but we're gonna make this work. We're gonna make it work. I'm gonna grab a little bit of Dance Off and then just blend. Yeah, I like this one way better, and it blends way better. I'm gonna grab a smidge of Summer Nights right here and just tap it right along the edge of the green. No, scratch that. I don't like it. Going back in with Matcha. I'm gonna grab a bit of Thunder and Lightning right here and try to put it closer to the outer corner just to give us a little bit more depth. I'm struggling here, guys. I'm struggling. I think that's about as good as we're gonna get it. I'm gonna grab a little bit of First Date, our pink kind of cream shade, and run it on the brow bone. Just get everything blended out a little bit better. This is still kind of a mess, but I think once we get the rest of the face on and some lashes on, it'll come together. But this is as good as we are getting. So I'm gonna go off camera, take this off, and do this again on this eye, and then I'll come back full face and we will finish talking about this palette. Isn't it crazy what lashes and some eyeliner and lipstick will do? So this is our finished look, and I know my thoughts on this palette. This piece of hair is just really starting to piss me off. Sorry guys, sorry. So I wanted to love this palette. I did. I fully thought I was gonna love this. I haven't tried many things from the Sugar Rush line from Tarte, but I don't think this is worth it, even for the low price tag. I think the warm side is a heck of a lot better than the cool side. But even at that, I think you can get BH Cosmetics palettes that blow this guy out of the water. The new Ulta palette I tried out, hands down, no comparison. The Ulta one is so much better. Like, no. It's kind of like, this feels like old drugstore, really cheap formula. And the Ulta palette feels like super, super high-end, buttery, pigmented, blendable formula. There's just such a huge difference, and I don't think that this is worth it. Even with the amount of shades in here, they're not great. And I get, they don't have to be the greatest formula, but I want them to work. I want them to be pigmented. I don't want to have to try to make them work. And these just, they're too much. They're too hard. They are patchy. Especially if you are a beginner, this is hands down a no-go. You can make some of these work, but I honestly don't think that it's worth it. I mean, for pretty well $30, you can get a lot of really, really good palettes. The BH Cosmetics Hanging in Hawaii, and then the Cool Tone version, you can get both of those for pretty well the price of this, and they go on sale all the time. But with this one, I know Tarte is a very popular brand, and I wanted to give my honest opinion and know what that was. So it took me a little bit longer, but we did 2 looks. If you do have this palette and you do like it, here's some inspo and kind of what not to do as well, because one just did not work for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this really thorough review. If you did, subscribe and click that like button, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.